My biblical question, would you lay down your life for your enemy?
Yes.
You would. What does that mean to do?
To me, I think telling the truth to them, kind of, because right now, in this time, if you tell the truth, you might get hurt. And by myself, I tell the truth to people that I talk to, no matter what the consequences are.
Yes.
So I think it's more important to just tell them the truth. And
Okay.
if you get hurt, I think that's fine.
All right. Is this your first time here?
Yes.
What's your name?
Arash.
Arash.
Yes. It's weird.
Allahu Akbar.
I am from Iran, yes.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I was not born
Did y'all sex him? Any question for me? Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you. No,
Yeah.
I just wanted to go to a church, honestly, and I've been listening to you, and I'm really grateful for what you're doing, honestly,
Right on.
because since I came here, I was an atheist, and then I didn't believe in anything, but I listened to your show a lot, and I think my whole life changed because
Right
I've been here for like 5 years. I didn't know English, anything. I didn't have any job, nothing. But then my whole life changed, and I'm taking care of myself a lot
Right on.
better than what I was doing before.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Right on, man.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Did you forgive your mother?
Yes, I did.
You went to your mother?
Yes.
Did you go over there and do it, or you did it from here?
No, they came here to visit for a week,
Oh, good.
and I actually talked to them a lot, to both my parents.
How did it go?
Pretty good. I used to fight with my mom a lot,
Yeah.
and now she tells me all the time that she's grateful for what I've done. And,
Right on.
And I never fight her or my dad ever again. Like I didn't do it. My brother still does it,
Yeah.
and I keep telling him like you need to forgive.
Yeah.
I keep telling him, but
Well, let him suffer. And maybe in suffering, he'll realize what you're talking about. Is he older than you or younger?
he is older than me. He's
Yeah.
8 years older than me.
That's amazing.
I've told him he has. I used to be in those fights, and now I see him fighting my mom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just seeing two same people fighting.
Two
together.
women fighting.
Yeah, I told him like, you're the same person as mom. You need
That's
to
right.
stop
That's
resenting.
deep.
Yeah.
That's why you don't want to fight with your fiance. It's like two women fighting. The man is supposed to help the woman overcome that hell that's in her. All right?
Yeah,
But you're absolutely right, man.
once you wake up, just see it. It's like
Yeah.
I was there. I was being my mom, and I was just fighting for
Yeah.
no reason. But then I told them, and it's
You're
going.
blessed to be waking up at such an early age, too. Believe me, you avoid
Yeah.
a lot of suffering.
Yeah, yeah, I'm thankful for that.
Amazing, man. See, the spirit is the same everywhere, all parts of the world. It's about serving Satan or serving God, overcoming mama, returning to the Father, no matter where you are. This question came from Paul, Romans 9:3, when Paul said, and I kind of made it short so we could do it fast. Paul said that he would perish in order that others might be saved. And these others were the Israelites. They hated him, and they were plotting against him to kill him. But he knew that they could not see. And so he was willing to tell them the truth anyway, even if they were to take his life. He was still willing to do it. And so to sacrifice your life means love what's right with all your heart, soul, and might, and then be an example and tell the truth. And if they call you names, racist, Uncle Tom and all that, if they threaten you and all that, you're not going to have fear anyway, because you're going to love them enough to tell them the truth. And your enemy is your neighbor. And we're supposed to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, and our neighbor as ourselves, right? And your neighbor may have ill will against you. You know, they could, and so they look like they're a friendly neighbor, but secretly they could be resenting you. They could be plotting to kill you. But you have an obligation to tell them the truth anyway. And so anyone who's willing to stand up for it like Christ did, willing to stand up for the truth, that's the sacrifice that you're making. All right? Your neighbor is your enemy. They could have ill will. And that's what Paul meant when he said, are you, and they call it neighbor and enemy, because they might have ill will. Like some of you are saying, about you losing your friends, right? You should be grateful to see that because those people had ill will all along. They were never friends. And so don't be sad that you're losing them. Be grateful that you can see them, who they really are. And God will add the right kind of people into your life, all right? But to sacrifice your life for your enemy is to love them enough to tell the truth. And don't take it personally when they don't like you. That makes sense? Anybody disagree with that? That's what it means. I really appreciate you guys responding, and you were right about that, man. I really appreciate you guys responding to that. Yes, sir. Real fast.
I'm totally confused over this. I spoke up on Monday
Yeah.
at my office, and the opposite reaction to me, what I feel now, is the opposite of what I intended. I lost my mind the next day.
You lost your what?
I lost my mind the next day.
What do you mean?
So last week, with all that Black Lives Matter thing happened at the office. They had roundtables. They sent out a reading list for us to read up about the Black experience at the office officially. So I came back and talked to HR. I spoke up on behalf of like a handful of people on the right.
All right.
And I told them to I told them to list rebuildingtheman.com in response to the Black Lives Matter. But the exact opposite happened the next day. Like, I didn't feel good about it. I hated the people on the right who got me to, because it felt like what they were doing was retaliating against the people that actually felt pain over the riots, all that stuff. Like,
Right.
I started to see them as not the enemy. And then the 2 or 3 people that egged me on to get me to respond to that, I'm starting to hate them. So now I'm confused. Like, what am I supposed to be thinking right now?
Stay out of your head. All you're doing right now is listen to the tempter. Let's say that when you did that, it might not have been the right thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the time you didn't see it. Now you see it or whatever. Stay out of your head about it. Really. And God will guide you.
So is it okay for me to hate those 2 people? Because I
No.
keep telling them to come here, but they refuse to. They just want to hate. They want to argue.
But
They're on
let
the
them
right.
suffer. That's not, you show them love. You don't want to fall back into darkness of hating.
Okay.
That's just a temptation from Satan.
So I'm
It's
actually
enough to see that they're wrong, but you're wrong for resenting them.
Okay.
And like I've said, Satan gets involved in everything because he's always trying to draw you back in. Eventually, he will have no authority at all. But resist it. You have no right to hate them. Once you see that they're wrong, you can't hate them for being wrong. And be blessed that you can see it.
So I'm ready to abandon these people who I felt were my friends in arms against the children of Satan. I see them as acting in hate. Should I just cut them off too and just...
Don't plan it. Let it happen naturally. It will happen naturally.
Okay.
Whatever's meant to be, because one of those that you hated right now might see that you love them, that you're not taking it personally, that you did see what was going on, you spoke up about it, but you didn't hate. Don't plan to abandon them. It will happen naturally.
So I have that in my nature to cut people off, like say, screw you guys.
Boy, you just like your mama. Don't do that.
Well, the thing is, they get me. They try to get me into arguments with their enemies.
But don't do it. Stay out of your head and let God guide you so you can see the right moment, the right time.
Okay,
Just
so
stay out of your head. You can't hate, man.
yeah.
And be blessed that you're in this war and you see what's going on. But stay with the light. Don't hate. Don't go back into the darkness.
See, the confusing thing is I try to help them in defending them, and the reverse happened when I try to help those people. So
That's
should I
what
stop?
Anytime you go to war, expect to be standing by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was kind of playing God by trying to help them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you were playing God by trying to help them, but you were playing God by judging them once you saw the reality of what was happening. That's playing God. And Satan is making you doubt everything now.
Okay, and that's going to pass, right, if I do the silent prayer?
Stay out of your head, it'll pass.
Okay,
And you'll learn from it, and then next time it won't be as easy to pull you into it.
okay.
But I like the fact you add bond. So when they send y'all these letters, donate to Black Lives Matter and all that, they say, okay, I go to this black church.
Yeah.
Don't argue with him. I like it. He loved black folks. Black Lives Matter to him. So add bond to it.
All right, well, we'll see next week if they actually Google you and see what pops up if I still have my job next week.
You better pray. But don't get angry. Listen, folks, never fall to the temptation of anger, right? Because Satan's trying to, you're still new with the Father, and he's trying to draw you back in. Okay. And so he'll make little weird things happen in order to get you mad again. Don't get angry.
All right.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
Stay away from that.
Thanks.
And make sure you donate to Bond, because some of you are being helped, but you don't donate. Give whatever you can. We definitely need it. And thank you for your super chats and all that. Make sure you follow and tweet and subscribe and all that good stuff, because they are trying to stop us, that's for sure. But with God with us, when one door closes, another will open.